Hi, I'm Mr. V. Welcome to Story Club. A lot of times when we think of a cold place on this planet, we think of the North Pole. But don't forget, there's also the South Pole. And down there is a continent called Antarctica. We're going to learn more about Antarctica today in a story called Polar Animals. If you have your own book, go ahead and grab it now so you can read along with us. Polar Animals by Lucy Bowman. Designed by Nicola Butler and Josephine Thompson. Down south, Antarctica is the most southern place on Earth. Most of the land is covered with thick ice and snow all the time. Ice also floats on the sea. This is called an ice shelf. A land of ice. Antarctica is the coldest and windiest place in the world. Most of the world's ice is in Antarctica. It is so cold that every winter the sea around Antarctica turns to ice. In summer, some of the ice melts and rocky beaches appear by the sea. There are dry valleys where no snow falls. They are the driest places on Earth. Only the tallest mountains can poke through Antarctica's thick ice. Crashing waves have carved this ice into a strange shape. The wind is so strong in Antarctica that you can lean against it without falling over. Icebergs ahead. Icebergs are massive blocks of ice that break off ice shelves. They float in the sea around Antarctica. This is the tip of an iceberg. Most of the iceberg is hidden under the water. Icebergs come in many shapes and sizes. Big icebergs are called ice islands. Small icebergs are called bergy bits. There are even bright green icebergs, but scientists disagree about why they are green. Life on the ice. Scientists live in research stations in Antarctica. They study things such as the ice, animals, and the weather. These scientists are using a weather balloon to take measurements high up in the sky. They weigh and measure young seabirds to check that they are healthy. They collect lots of different rock samples to study back at the station. Sometimes scientists travel away from their station and live in tents. A piece of ice once broke off the ice shelf, carrying a research station. Keeping warm. Scientists who work in Antarctica wear layers of clothes to keep them warm. A scientist puts on a layer of thermal underclothes. She then puts on a sweater and thick socks and gloves. The next layer is made of material that keeps out the wind. She wears special boots and a warm hat. In Antarctica, the sunlight bounces off the white snow. This scientist is wearing goggles to protect his eyes. Crossing the ice. Scientists travel quickly from place to place on fast ski-doos like the one below. Ski-doos slide over the ice on metal skis. Food for the research station arrives by ship. Strong ships called Icebreakers clear a path for the supply ships through the ice. The front of the icebreaker rises up over the ice. It crashes down. Its weight breaks the thick ice. The supply ship sails safely through the path in the ice. Under the sea. Many different creatures live in the sea around Antarctica. A krill is like a shrimp. Most birds and animals in Antarctica eat them. Icefish have special blood that stops them from freezing in the icy water. Antarctic sea spiders have tiny bodies and lots of long, thin legs. Colossal squids can be longer than 2 buses put end to end. Some Antarctic jellyfish can be enormous. This jellyfish eats small fish and krill. This diver has swum under the ice to take photos. Pick of the penguins. Penguins live on the ice and in the sea. Unlike most birds, they cannot fly, but they are very good swimmers. These Adelie penguins are diving into the sea to hunt for krill. Penguins travel quickly on the ice by sliding along on their bellies. A mother emperor penguin lays an egg and gives it to the father penguin. He keeps the egg warm in his pouch. She leaves to find food for herself. The father penguins huddle in a group for warmth for over 60 days. The egg hatches. The mother penguin comes back to care for the chick. Blubbery beasts. Seals have lots of fat called blubber under their skin. It keeps them warm in the icy water. These Weddell seals use their teeth to make holes in the ice so they can breathe. Elephant seals are the biggest seals in Antarctica. The biggest and fiercest males are called bulls. A young male seal moves toward a large bull. The bull roars through his trunk-like nose. The young seal is frightened and moves away. Giants of the deep. Thousands of whales go to Antarctica every summer to eat krill. A humpback whale swims around and around the krill. It blows air bubbles from its blowhole. The krill are trapped. The whale swims up with its mouth open and catches the krill. These killer whales are hunting together in a large group. They eat fish, squid, penguins, and seals. A blue whale can weigh the same as 25 elephants. Soaring seabirds. Many birds fly to Antarctica every summer when there are lots of squid, fish, and krill in the sea for them to eat. This is a wandering albatross. It has very long wings and a sharp, hooked beak. Giant petrels are nicknamed stinkers because of their horrible fishy smell. Some seabirds like to eat other birds' eggs. Snow petrels guard their nests to keep their eggs safe. A skua tries to steal a snow petrel's egg from its nest. The snow petrel spits yellow oil at the skua to scare it away. Race for the pole. The South Pole is the most southern place in Antarctica. In 1911, 2 teams of explorers, one from Norway and one from Britain, set out to find it. This photo shows Scott's British team pulling heavy supplies and equipment. Roald Amundsen used husky dogs to pull his supplies. They were very fast. Robert Scott went a different way and sent his dogs back to base camp. Amundsen found the South Pole first. Scott found it 1 month later. The weather turned much colder. Scott's team didn't survive the journey home. Antarctic Adventure. Sir Ernest Shackleton wanted to be the first person to travel from one side of Antarctica to the other. His journey began in 1914. Shackleton and his crew sailed in a ship to Antarctica. Before they could land, their ship was trapped in the ice. This is a photo of Shackleton's ship trapped in the ice. It was called Endurance. The ship was crushed and it sank. Some of the men sailed in lifeboats to find help, and the crew were rescued. Good guests. Every year, lots of tourists visit Antarctica. They must follow a set of rules to make sure they don't harm the wildlife. Only 100 tourists from each ship are allowed on Antarctica at the same time. They must not get too close to the birds and animals. People follow these rules to make sure Antarctica is not spoiled. What do you think? Would you like to visit Antarctica? It's one of the most extreme continents, but I think it'd be pretty cool to check it out. Well, if you like this video, don't forget to click the thumbs up button down below and the red subscribe button to make sure you can get more videos. Until next time, keep reading.